In this tutorial, I will share with you 5 actions you can do to be a better person. Most people often grow up to become an adult that is not always a reflection of their true self. It is so easy in this world to lose track of our authentic self and not be the best version of ourselves. Since you've picked up this tutorial, it means that you are ready to bring back that authentic self, that beauty that lies within you, and show it to the world. Here are 5 actions you can do to be a better person. Express love. Being a better person is about learning to be a better person toward ourselves first. It has to start from within you. To be a better person, you have to find love within. You have to be able to show yourself compassion, love, and acceptance. You can't give to others what you are unable to deliver to yourself. Once you can love yourself, you will radiate love, and others will be attracted to you. Express love by acknowledging one thing you love about yourself every morning. Be grateful. Gratitude is one of the most important daily rituals you can implement in your life to be a better person. Being grateful means that you are expressing appreciation. It can be shown toward others and yourself. Everybody loves some kind of recognition. The more you will be comfortable expressing gratitude, the easier it will be to appreciate others and yourself, and therefore make you a better person. Express gratitude by recognizing a person daily. Practice self-awareness. Have you ever been in a public space and the person next to you expresses this huge sigh that clearly shows her impatience toward the situation? How did that make you feel? Were you a bit uncomfortable? That person didn't care about self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize your emotional state and find ways to stay in balance. When you practice self-awareness, you are automatically allowing yourself to be a better version of yourself and not let your emotions take control of you. Practice self-awareness by training yourself to observe your feelings. Be open to give and to receive. To be a better person, you need to find a balance between giving and receiving. Being open to receive means that you say thank you when someone compliments you, that you show gratitude when someone gives you a gift, or that you are not afraid to ask for help. It also means that you are open to help others, demonstrate compassion toward them, and provide them with your presence when they need it. Finding a balance between giving and receiving is very hard, but that balance is critical to be a better person and attract abundance in your life. Show compassion. Compassion is slightly different than empathy. Compassion is a step above empathy and is what can make you a better person. When you show empathy, you recognize that another person's situation might not be great, and you offer your presence and listening skills to allow them to share how they feel. On the other hand, compassion means that you are present for the other person, that you recognize that their situation is not ideal, but you don't let the case ruin the day. You feel empowered to uplift the other person and allow them a moment of peace and joy while they are with you. Compassion is where you can turn sadness into love and appreciation. Compassionate people make a huge difference in this world because not only do they make you feel listened to, they also make you feel better about your experience, no matter how difficult it may be. Compassion will bring the best out of you and others. The 5 actions we've shared with you are always available to you. Make a note of them and keep them in a place where you can be reminded of how you can be a better person. If you place them in a high-traffic area, you are likely going to inspire others to be better people. 6 destructive behaviors that stop you from being yourself. In this presentation, I will teach you 6 behaviors that people do that limits them from being their true self. The 6 destructive behaviors are the following. Pleasing others. One of the most limiting behaviors you can have is trying to please others. When you please others, you completely forget your true self and allow others to dictate how you should behave, look, and even talk. This type of behavior is very destructive to the self, and it is pretty much acting. You become an actor of your life and live the life that others want you to live. Once you learn to let go of the need to please others, you start living your own life. You no longer tailor your life to the image of others, but more to what you want and who you are. By doing so, the people around you will accept you for who you are. Fear of being judged. We often stop ourselves from expressing who we are because we fear that we will not be accepted and loved for our true selves. Our fear of being judged often leads us to behave in a way that is not aligned with what our heart wants, because we want to feel accepted and loved by others. To get over this fear, you have to let go of the need for approval from others. Take your time to accept yourself first, and then you can express who you are without feeling like others will judge you. Negative self-talk. It is very scary how mean we can talk to ourselves. While most of us would never express hate or say things toward our friends and families, yet we let ourselves be our biggest bully. The first step to stop negative self-talk is to be aware of it. You can start paying attention to how you treat yourself mentally. What are the thoughts that cross your mind when you look at yourself in the mirror or when you make a mistake? Try to rephrase the mean things you tell yourself to be more kind. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to your best friend. Comparing yourself to others. When you compare yourself to others, you automatically feed a belief that you should be like others. This behavior limits you from being yourself and making it acceptable to be unique. Most of us often compare ourselves to others because we have that belief that others have it better than us. This belief can transform into envy or jealousy. What if I told you that this type of behavior pushes you even more away from what you want and who you truly are? One way to avoid this destructive behavior is to start being grateful for what you have in your life and also recognize the good in you. Make a list of what you are good at, your skills and abilities. That way, it will be easier to appreciate yourself without having to compare yourself to others. Blaming others. When you blame others, you do not own your responsibility in your life. For example, if you continuously blame external factors for the experience that you live, such as, I can't find a job because they, fill in the blank, you are giving up your powers and will to others. By doing so, you are entirely detaching yourself from your responsibility and merely becoming a peon in life. If you want to be yourself, you have to take ownership of your life. Start by being aware when you blame others for the situation you face. Then shift your mindset to solution finding and own the solution that will get you out of a tricky spot. Avoiding failures. The last destructive behavior you need to stop is your relationship with failure. Without faults, there would be no growth. Without growth, you can't be yourself. Life is meant to grow, and it is part of the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Change your perspective to see failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. That way, it will be easier for you to accept the mistakes you make and move on. In this presentation, I will share with you 8 tips to live your best life. In no time, you will be able to create a life where you feel fulfilled and happy. Living your best life doesn't mean that you have to have it all figured out at once. You can slowly start by applying one of these tips at a time. Sooner than later, you will notice that your life is changing for the better. The 8 tips are the following. 1. Learn to acknowledge what doesn't feed your soul. Many people tend to force themselves to do things with the hope that they will find love or appreciation for it. Unfortunately, it often turns out that love never comes by. If you try something new and after a couple of times you don't find joy in it, just stop doing it and try something else. 2. Stop pleasing others. When we live to please others, we are living the best life of other people, not ours. It is important to catch yourself when you're doing something you don't like because you feel obliged to do it for the wellness of others. When you live your best life, you are happy to help others and automatically experience a win-win situation when it comes to helping them. 3. Discover what drives you. It is sometimes easier to identify things that we don't like than what we like. Take a moment to reflect on what motivates you to get up in the morning. Think of activities that put a smile on your face and do more of those. 4. Put yourself on the priority list. Choosing to do something for yourself is not being selfish. We often think that if we take care of ourselves, we are automatically self-centered. On the other hand, if you don't place yourself on the priority list, who will? Living your best life means creating an experience tailored to your needs, not those of others. 5. Express self-love. Self-care and self-love are two essential activities that will allow you to create space and energy for your best life to happen. Appreciate yourself for who you are right now. This will lead you to respect yourself more and be more driven to put yourself on the priority list. 6. Recognize your abilities. Normally, when we're good at something, we enjoy doing it. List all the things that you're good at and enjoy doing. Once you have your abilities listed, you will be more aware of how you can use those abilities in your daily life. You could also build a resume with those skills, so you can find a job that is perfectly aligned with what you love doing and are good at doing. That way, it will be much easier to sell your skills and get hired for something you enjoy doing. 7. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. If you want to live your best life, you need to take a very close look at the circle of friends you've created. Do they fit what you want to experience in your best life? Are they the type of people that are there for you when you need it? Are they the type of people that you want to be there for you when you need it? Don't be afraid to distance yourself from those people who tend to bring you down or not support your ideas. You don't need more barriers to create your best life. You need people who can help you make it happen. 8. Take time offline. Taking time offline means that you are making an effort to spend more time with yourself. That means meditating, exercising, journaling, or just contemplating your life. By allowing the space to take a step back from the daily distractions of life, you are allowing the space for your best life to manifest. Many successful people will tell you that their best ideas came at a time when they were taking a mental break from the distraction around them. Try it, and you might find an express ticket to your best life. In this presentation, I will share with you 8 things you can do to create boundaries so that it's acceptable to be yourself. Boundaries are one of the most underused ways to be the best version of yourself. Here are 8 ways you can create boundaries in your life to be yourself. 1. Learn to say no. Learning to say no is probably one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do to ensure you are in integrity with yourself. Most people are not used to hearing no or respecting the word no. To learn to say no, you have to explore how you react to people who say no to you. Once you are open to others saying no to you, start practicing it yourself. Say no when you don't feel like doing something or when it doesn't feel right for you. 2. Be selective about your friends. Learn to create boundaries in your friendship circle. Be clear about individuals who are supportive and uplift you, and stay away from those who only bring you down or feed drama. Surround yourself with people who appreciate you for who you truly are. 3. Limit your time on social media. Creating boundaries around the time you spend in front of a screen will free up time and energy to reconnect with yourself. Social media tends to feed envy, jealousy, and drama. It's also the place where we tend only to present a perfect version of ourselves. This is in no way being aligned with your authentic self. 4. Be aware of your emotions. When you are aware of how you feel, it's easier to develop boundaries and say no to what makes us feel uncomfortable or misaligned with our needs. The more you will recognize what triggers negative emotions, the more you will be able to create boundaries that limit your interaction with that type of situation. 5. Be clear about your values and beliefs. To have healthy boundaries, you need to know what you value. If you value compassion, but you turn around and start criticizing and gossiping with a friend, you are not in integrity with yourself. Be clear about what you value and then match the behaviors to those values. That way, it will be easier to create boundaries and shift your behavior when it is not aligned with your values and beliefs. 6. Exercise assertiveness. Once you can recognize how you feel and be clear about your values, it will be much easier to assert yourself. For example, if you are with a group of friends and one suggests something you are uncomfortable about, you can assert yourself. Express how you feel and why you don't feel like participating in that idea. The more you will assert yourself, the better you will feel about yourself. Just be mindful that you are not judging or criticizing others when you assert yourself. Position your thoughts in a way that it's about what you feel and what you don't feel is aligned with your values. 7. Stop trying to please others. Creating boundaries means recognizing that sometimes you do things to please others, and that has to stop if it makes you feel bad about yourself. Pay attention to when you say yes, and deep down, you don't feel like doing something. Take the courage to stop trying to please others. For example, if somebody asks you to do something for them and you don't feel it's aligned with your needs, just say that it's not a good time for you. You can also say no. 8. Do what you want. Doing what you want doesn't mean free for all. It means showing compassion toward what lies in your heart and do things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and drive. The more you will do things that bring you joy, the less you will need boundaries. You will surround yourself with people who appreciate you for who you are. You won't need to say no because it will be aligned with your true self. Once you start setting boundaries, you will notice your life changing and you will find yourself experiencing more positive moments. This will be the perfect environment to be yourself and live your best life. In this presentation, I will give you the secret to loving and enjoying who you are. In a society where perfection is portrayed all over social media, it is often tough for one not to focus on its imperfection. Some people will easily get lost in a world of fakeness where Instagram outfits and perfect looks is the first thing on their mind as they wake up. That type of thinking can be detrimental to how you perceive yourself. If you are tired of all that work at being someone else and finally want to start enjoying and loving who you are, we got the secret for you. The secret of loving and enjoying your true self is to change your mindset. Changing your mindset can do wonders, and the best part is that it is the one thing within your control. You don't need anyone to make it happen, and you can do it now. First, you have to identify the limiting beliefs about yourself. What are the thoughts in your mind that limit you from loving yourself? Are you focused on your gaps or flaws? Changing your mindset starts with awareness. You have to learn to observe yourself and identify the beliefs you have that stops you from expressing love toward yourself. Once you've determined a few assumptions that limit you and want to part from, write them down and transform these beliefs into something more empowering. Here are a few examples. Limiting belief. I will never be as fill in the blank with a positive quality, as fill in the blank with a person's name. Empowering belief. I love and approve of myself. I am unique and beautiful inside and out. Limiting belief. I don't get much attention on social media. Therefore, I must be fill in the blank with a negative quality. Empowering belief. I can care for myself and listen to my body, mind, and soul. I know what is right for me. Limiting belief. I don't seem to get the love I want from my partner. I'm probably not what my partner wants since I am unable to please him or her. Empowering belief. I am enough, and when I express love toward myself, I attract love. Now that you are aware that your belief system might be defaulting, you should also pay attention to your self-talk and the vocabulary you use daily. For example, are the words I can't or I wish I could part of your daily vocabulary? These types of words are a clear indication that you are in a limiting belief mindset. The key is awareness, and once you catch yourself using those words, it will be easier to retrain your brain to believe something else. Here are a few examples. Limiting words. I can't find love. I can't get the job I want. I wish I could do what you do. I've never been able to get what I want. Empowering words. I can learn to love myself. I can find ways to work toward my goal, and eventually I will get the job I want. I can ask myself, is that really what I want to do? If so, I can make it a goal and ask for help to reach it. I can reach my goals. I just need to get to work now and have a focus. The last piece required to change your mindset is your behavior. Is your behavior limiting or empowering? How do you act when you face a challenge? How do you hold yourself in front of adversity? Here are a few limiting behaviors and how you can transform them to be more aligned with a mindset that will attract self-love. Limiting behavior: self-pity, jealousy or envy, gossip, judging others or yourself, giving up as soon as you face an obstacle. Empowering behavior: self-empowerment, gratitude, recognition, compassion, love, determined and motivated toward a goal. Changing your mindset requires you to look at your beliefs, your vocabulary, and your behavior. These three aspects of you need to align with what you want and not what you don't want. Once you can make that alignment, you will see your life change for the best and love and enjoy who you are.